Today, we are making a quick roasted garlic sourdough bread. You will need 480 grams bread flour, 300 grams lukewarm water, 2 teaspoons active dry yeast, 2 teaspoons salt, 2 teaspoons sugar, 150 grams room temperature sourdough starter, 2 tablespoons olive oil, and 5 chopped garlic cloves. Be sure to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. The ingredient of the day is yeast, which is a small living, single-cell organism commonly used as a leavener in bread making. Leaveners produce a foam that expands, softens, and lightens the dough. Through the process of fermentation, yeast releases carbon dioxide gas, alcohol, and organic compounds when feeding off simple sugars and water. The carbon dioxide gas gets trapped in the dough, making it rise. Although the main leavening agent is yeast, air incorporated during mixing and steam production when heating will leaven the bread as well. Since active dry yeast, which is dormant, is used in this recipe, the yeast must be added to 100 grams of lukewarm water, around 105 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit, and 1 teaspoon of sugar to reactivate and ready it for leavening. Let this sit for 10 minutes. You will know the yeast is activated when frothy bubbles form at the top of the mixture. While the yeast is activating, heat a stainless steel pan over medium heat. Once the pan is hot, pour 1½ tablespoons of oil into the pan, then toss in the chopped garlic and continue stirring until the garlic becomes golden brown. We observe conduction as a method of heat transfer. The pan is being heated directly by the stove, the oil is being heated by direct contact with the pan, and the garlic is being heated by direct contact with both the oil and the pan. When the garlic becomes golden in color, turn off the heat, remove the pan from the burner, and let it cool. Garlic and oil mixtures have botulism risks when stored at room temperature. Botulism is a foodborne illness that lives and grows under low oxygen conditions. Because we are adding the garlic and oil to our dough after the oil has cooled, and the total length of proving time is 1½ hours, the oil mixture does not require refrigeration. If the oil mixture is not used immediately after cooling, place the mixture in a glass container labeled with the date and store in the fridge at 40 degrees or lower for no more than 7 days to reduce the risk of botulism. Now we will mix our dough together by adding 150 grams of the sourdough starter to 200 grams of water into a large bowl. Using a separate bowl, mix 480 grams of bread flour with 2 teaspoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of sugar. Pour the starter slurry and activated yeast mixture into the flour mixture and combine. Once it's come together in a sticky, shaggy ball, remove it from the bowl and knead it for about 3 to 5 minutes. Take the cooled garlic and oil and knead it into the dough. Hydrating the flour with water and kneading the dough forms gluten, which makes the dough stretch and trap carbon dioxide during fermentation and baking. After the dough has been kneaded, place it into an oiled mixing bowl and cover with plastic wrap. Let the dough prove for 1 hour in a warm area. After an hour, check to see if the dough is doubled in size. Punch it down to redistribute the oxygen and carbon dioxide, then form it into a round shape called a boule. Let the dough sit for 30 minutes to prove again. This proving time allows for the second fermentation, so the bread becomes more elastic and develops more flavor. While the dough is proofing, place the Dutch oven in the oven and preheat the oven to 420 degrees Fahrenheit. After the oven is preheated, carefully remove the Dutch oven using oven mitts and add the parchment paper, then the boule. Bake the boule for 30 minutes, then remove the lid of your Dutch oven and continue cooking for a final 15 minutes. Once done, remove the Dutch oven, turn it over, and place the bread on top of a wire rack to cool. Tap the bottom of the bread and listen for a hollow sound. If the bread sounds hollow, congrats, your bread is cooked.